Hello, 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 everyone. Denzel made a big mistake, a big boo-boo. I went live on the wrong link, so I messed it up. But I think we're in the right location. Got 31 people in the house. If you were watching me on a different live stream, I cut it off abruptly. So forgive me for that. Had a bit of a headache before going live, so made a little mistake on my end. Forgive me. If anybody was watching on the other stream, come back, make your way back here, and we'll get this show on the road. For most of you, probably didn't even notice. You were just waiting patiently. Yeah, so I see the numbers going back up. Yep, 44 people. Okay. So hopefully I don't have people waiting in the other live stream. Oh, that was a big mistake on my end. But here we are. Tonight's topic is discussing financial freedom. What does it mean to you, right? And how can we develop some principles around financial freedom that do not change, that are consistent? I can test them in any environment, and I will get results. I also want to define financial freedom personally according to me. What makes me happy? What brings fulfillment, happiness, joy, love, right? Finances, right? What are these things that create financial freedom in my life, right? So you have to cater this to you personally. You don't want any Joe Schmo to tell you what financial freedom is. Then you go follow a concept, right? An ideology, a philosophy on what financial freedom is. And you got to do all these specific things, but they may not be in alignment with who you are as a person. It may violate some of your morals. It may violate some of the things that you like to do, whether it's simple as spending, an insane amount of time with your family. Okay, there are, some concepts that exist out there that creates a lot of money at the expense of your time with, say, family, with friends, personal relationships, business relationships. You may have to sacrifice one for the other. We don't want to do that, right? So I have a couple things I want to do this evening. I want to share with you a template for financial freedom that I use personally. And then I'm going to go over a scenario, and then I'll invite you guys to call me, and then we'll have a conversation, answer some questions. I'll look in the Q&A chat, answer some questions, and we'll go from there. Does that sound like a plan? And hopefully we can keep it on roughly under 2 hours. I didn't charge my microphones, so I have to pay attention. I think I got about 50-60% battery life, so that should last me roughly 2 hours. So we got 57 people in the house. Let me take a few minutes just to say hello to you guys that are in the house, and then we'll go right into the lesson. So hello, Shannon. Hello, Wayne. Hello, Pearl. Darnita. Anna says, I can't find you. Again, sorry, you were probably watching me over there and then jumped back over here, so forgive me for that. Hello, Robin. Robinson, hello, hello. Hi, Terry. Tony, how's it going? Antoine, hello, hello. If it's your first time watching live, let us know. We got some Kingdom citizens in the house. So so they'll welcome you. Okay, if this is your first time here, let us know. Hello, Pam. Hello, Joel. How are you? Hello, Beverly. Allison says, what's the small noise? Help me out, guys. Is there a small noise? Is there some background going on here that I need to fix? Let me know. Let me know how my audio is coming in. Am I coming in good or am I coming in bad? Let me know. Hello, Terrence. Hello, hello. Dino. Hello, hello. Aaron. Good evening. Tony says all is forgiven. We're all human. High pitch whine noise. Really? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let's see. Why is that? What if I go like this? All right, let me scroll down the comments here. Pearl says sound good. Fox says no noise, all good. Says audio's great. The noise just increased. Sounds like a humming sound. Gone. Good, 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 better, better. Okay, now it's gone, fixed it. All right, love you guys. I love the support. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I got it. All right, tripping. Making sure my, all right, you know what? I want to bring some people in. I want to talk to somebody. About to mess up my whole strategy here, but that's okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop a link, and we're gonna have some fun. So let me just check this out real quick. If anybody wants to have a conversation, I'm gonna drop a link in the chat room. Okay. Be in a quiet area. Preferably be in a quiet area, and we'll get this thing going. You know what? I think it's my computer. I got this MacBook that's like running hot for some reason. Could be that. So I just dropped the link in the chat room. If you'd like to have a conversation, anybody got a question, concern, you want to run numbers, you want to get right into the thick of it, financial freedom, what does it mean? How do we access it? Okay? And I'll just provide the template as we, go along in here. So you're more than welcome to click on that link. Be sure to be in a quiet area. I can capture some good audio. And I shall await your response. We got 75 people in the house. Love it. Stevie says noise is done. Remember the action for the next time. Yes, yes. Will do. Still got a buzzing sound. It might be my computer. It just might be my computer. Let's see. Okay, let me sign. Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you nice and clear. You're coming in nicely. Tell us your name. Introduce yourself. What do you do? How can I be of service to you today?
My name is Javina. I am, my career is teaching. So, what more do you need?
How did you find me? And how long you've been watching? And what are some of your, questions that you have, goals, things that can be of help with to you today?
Okay. All right. Okay. I had to pause your live feed because I
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
hearing,
Because you're gonna start hearing me live.
yeah, it
All right.
was freaking me out. Um, so, my issue of finances, of course, that's why I'm here. I found you. Um, I found you a couple of ways, and I think I started paying attention because I just kept coming across you on YouTube. Um, what's coming to my mind right now is I think you did a segment with His and Her Money,
His and
and
her money.
I I think so. I'm not sure.
You know what?
Um,
I actually I know of them. They have a pretty large YouTube channel. I've never done a collaboration with them.
really?
No. Maybe they mentioned me, but
Maybe.
I did do a collaboration with a channel called Wealth Nation, and that's another
No.
couple by the name of Carmen and Darius.
Mm-mm.
No, so maybe they
No.
just mentioned me, but I know His and Her Money.
Okay.
I haven't connected with them yet, but I do like their material.
Right. So, any which way, I found you. I've been plugging in your concept totally appeals to me as a Christian, seeking to um, as I told my pastor, find a way to take God out of the box. I think I have put God in the box in my life where, especially being in the field of education, like you can't mention your faith and your belief structure unless somebody else brings it up. And so I just realized I've been quietly packing God away in all these different areas of my life. And so now I need to take them out.
I'm ready. I'm ready to unleash him with you. So let me ask you, what does financial freedom mean to you?
It means a lot. Probably the biggest
Let's
thing,
unpack it.
the biggest thing would probably be not having to worry
Not having to worry. Okay.
about a lot.
All right. So maybe could we say no fear
Yes, a release of fear, a release of
or
double
just
mindedness.
fearless? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, being able to give in the capacity that's on my heart.
Okay. So give in abundance.
Yes,
Okay. What else?
as well as planning for the future. Um,
Call it legacy.
if yes,
Okay. What else?
everyday life being taken care of, um, in the sense that, like, I know this sounds crazy, but not having a sticker shock when you go to the grocery store to put food in your house, what you need, but you're like, oh my gosh, I really needed all this stuff, but it costs too much.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Peace in my daily activity. If I go to a store, if I'm getting ready to buy a house, buy a car, buy a boat, go on a trip, I'm not thinking about the price. I'm thinking about the transformation that it's going to bring me. I'm thinking about the journey. I'm thinking about the experiences. I'm thinking about the connections, the networking, not the price tag, like that.
Yes.
Okay, so that's peace. I would call that masterful living. I would call that. Let's do that. So masterful living. Okay. So how do I pronounce your name again? Geneva?
Javina.
Javina. Javina. Okay. So according to you, a queen inside the kingdom, financial freedom is, fearlessness, right? No fear. Give in abundance, creating a legacy, peace, masterful living, right?
Mm-hmm.
And although none of that is really like focusing on an amount of money, right, per se. I mean, give in abundance, that requires, everything here requires money, right? If I'm going to build a legacy, I need money. If I want peace, I need money. If I want to live a masterful life, I need money so I can gain access to the resources. If I want to have no fear when I walk into Gucci, Prada, what's that? What's Sephora? What are the big stores? Oh man, I walked into this one store. Oh, Hugo Boss. Okay,
Mm.
I walked into Hugo Boss a little while back with my girlfriend, and I did not know what Hugo Boss was at the time. I thought it was like a Calvin Klein, a Nautica. I picked up 2 shirts. I said, "This is what I want." Freaking thing pulled up. It said $300 and blah 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 dollars. I was like, does that say $38.64? What in the world? I had to buy it because at that point I was already at the checkout and I was like, oh man, it hit me. But then I realized, you know what? This is part of the experience. This is part of the journey. So not being, not having that issue where, oh, I have to put it back because I can't afford it.
Mm-hmm.
Rather, you know what? I'll take the hit. That's okay. We'll move on. God's gonna, provide multiple other streams of incomes for me to, make up for that in any way. So I like what you're saying here. So what are some, where are you at right now, and how can I help you move forward in what you're currently doing?
Wow. Where I am is pulling my head out of the sand of my debt.
Okay.
So just acknowledging um, all of the debt that I do have, as well as the bad habits that have helped foster the debt.
Okay. So let's start with numbers. What do you currently make per month? What are you currently bringing in per month?
That fluctuates, but
Are you an hourly?
well, I'm an hourly, but currently, right now, I have a short term assignment that's adding extra pay on top of my normal pay.
Okay, so what's like the guaranteed normal pay per month? What does that look like?
Um, Off the top of my head, I hate to say this, I have it written down, but now I can't put my fingers on it, and I should know this, but just for the sake of conversation, I'll say it's about 1,100 after taxes.
Net. Got it.
Yes.
What's a normal month income net?
That's it. That's the normal net. With the extra, it's about 1,300.
Okay. So I could bring in as little as 2,400 a month, or as high as, as high as 2,400, or as low as $1,100. Is that correct? Is that accurate?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. What's your current age?
44.
Okay. How long have you been working uh, at that position, at that company?
6 years.
Okay, 6 years. When's the last time you got a raise?
This past summer.
Okay. This year,
This
right?
year.
Okay.
Yes.
So recent. Okay.
Yes.
Do you work full time? 40 hours a week?
Um, in, in education, in the school system, it's a 6 hour day.
Got it. So you are a teacher?
I'm in school to become a teacher.
You're in school to become a teacher. Got it.
So my current title is, you're probably familiar with the term a teacher's aide.
Got it.
So, yeah,
Okay. What state are you in?
Maryland.
Okay. All right. Do you have a business or desire to have one?
Um, I have a desire, and I have started. Um, I had started, but I took a hiatus from being a yoga teacher.
So you also do you teach yoga classes or
Yes,
taught?
I taught yoga
Okay.
classes.
Did you
So
get paid for that?
certified. Yes, I did.
Okay. Is that your passion? Is that something you love to do, want to blow that up,
Yeah,
or?
yeah, I absolutely want to share. That speaks to the peace, and I feel the cultivating the fearlessness, as well as the masterful living. It speaks to me just being someone that used to suffer severely from panic attacks, and yoga was my path back to sanity.
Okay. Let's go over the current debt obligations that you have right now. What are they? Do you know off the
Car
top of your
note,
head, or okay,
yes,
car?
car note.
Yeah. How much do you owe?
The balance,
Yeah.
I don't know, but I can tell you what my monthly payment is. It's
What's your
three
monthly
ninety
payment?
six.
396.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your current credit score?
All I know is the bank, what the bank tells me. Um, it's about 630 according to the
630.
little score tracker through the bank. I haven't gone and like pulled it like on Credit Karma or anything.
Okay. Let's see. What do you currently have a debt tool at your disposal, or no? Not yet.
What is a debt tool?
Okay, so you're brand new, right? So you've just been, how long you been following me?
Um,
Watching videos now.
Not since before. I think the end of the summer is kind of around the time that I started coming across you more.
Got it. So when I say debt tool, I'm saying personal line of credit, home equity line of credit, credit card, something that we would use for the velocity banking concept. So
Okay.
I'm assuming we're not there yet. Is that correct?
I do have a credit. I have two credit cards, but uh, they both have balances.
Right. So we owe
Um,
we owe money. Okay.
yeah. So one has a balance of 2,000,
Yeah.
and it is basically, to me, I call it maxed out, because
Yeah.
I've put it off limits, and it's at 1450,
Okay.
rounding up a little bit. And then the other one is at 1,000, and the debt on that is $120. I know exactly because I plan on making one more payment to bring that to zero.
Got it. So that's going to get wiped out. Any other debts?
Student loans,
Hmm. Is
car
it
insurance.
is it one big student loan or is it like multiple
Yeah,
student
a lot
loans?
of little student loans.
Do you know about how much owed?
Probably in total about $70,000.
Got it. So this money that you're currently making, 2,400 a month, um, about how much do you spend per month? What is left over? Cash flow. What would you
That
say?
fluctuates.
Got it.
As
Give
I
me
said,
give me a low number. Give me
a
like a
low
normal number.
number. Um, Most of my extra lately is in the extra pay, which I've been using to actively pay off the credit cards.
Yeah.
So, like this month, I had an extra 500, and I used that to pay on credit cards. I bought clothes for my children. I kind of stocked up in our groceries.
Okay. So let me ask it this way. After all your bills, all your debts are paid, about how much money on average do you feel you have at the end of the month? Money doesn't go anywhere. What would you say that number is?
Not counting extra, probably like 100, at the most 200 if
Got
I'm
it.
really diligent and like not driving any place extra,
Okay.
like all of that.
Do you live with someone? Does someone help you financially?
No,
Okay, so you live alone?
I don't live alone, but I don't get help financially.
Okay. So the I want to be very clear here. On the low end, I bring in $1,100, $1,100. And if I don't get any extra money, then I have about $100 to $200 left over. Is that correct?
Yes, 200 would probably be pushing it, and that might be cutting out the giving part that I like to do.
Got it. So, do you pay for rent or is that being covered?
That part is being covered.
Got it. Now it's starting to make a little more sense here. Okay. And so if I got the $1,300, that extra money, does my cash flow skyrocket or am I spending and wasting that money?
If I got 1,300 extra dollars,
Yeah, so you said on the low end, I bring in $1,100. And you
yeah,
said
that
I
makes
got about
sense.
$100 left. So that means religiously I spend 1,000 a month on bills and expenses and debts, right?
Yes,
And giving
yes,
and everything else. Got it.
yes.
You also have extra money that comes in. It's not guaranteed, it fluctuates. I get it. When that money comes in, does my cash flow go up or am I spending and wasting that money?
I was not spending or wasting it because
So where
it,
would you say it goes? Towards paying off debt?
yes, I could tell you exactly.
Okay, tell me.
It was going towards that I had been told for my student loans that I had reached my aggregate limit. And so all the extra that I was getting, that extra 300, was going towards paying for college so that I can continue because I had a graduation date of June this year coming, and I was financing school out of pocket. But then this miracle happened, and the exact amount of money that I need, I know it's a loan, but for me, it's a miracle because I was able to get that money to finish out paying for school. So now that extra money that I was using for school is now free.
Got it. Got it. And so now, to date, where is the money, that extra money going?
Well, this last pay was the first pay that was free, not obligated to go to paying for school, and that's what I did. I um, I paid off debt.
Got it.
I still have a portion of it in the bank,
Hmm.
and I'm trying to be mindful of my goals and not just go, I need to do this, I need to do that. Like
Right.
I I want to take all of it and just put it towards paying off something because I feel like if I can pay off a credit card or something, that it frees up another area.
Okay. All right. So now we're going to get into some action steps. Do you have pen and paper in front of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So action step number one is I need to look at the last 90 days and the next 90 days where every single dollar is going, period. I need to label every single day of the month. So I look at a month, 30-day period, on what days does money come out? Does money leave my economy? Right? And we want to get very, very critique on this, very detailed. So you need to know every single day money comes out of your economy, a bill, a debt, a this, a that, the other thing, right? You want to look at how you've been functioning, and then moving forward, how we're going to function, okay? So the next thing is, how much do you have in savings? You said you had some money still remaining from what originally occurred.
Um, in my savings account,
Yeah.
well, I've segregated savings. I have a car savings account. I have a Christmas savings account, and then I have like just a regular. I
What do
have an online savings account.
what do you have total saved up altogether?
Probably about 500 if I look at across all the accounts, a rough estimate.
Okay, $500. Got it. Next action step is to find out the amortization schedule for the vehicle, find out the interest rate, how much you owe, find out your credit score. You can go to annualcreditreport.com and get all 3 scores for free. You can also register on Credit Karma and get a fairly accurate credit score. So let's find that out. The very next step you're going to take after doing that is you're going to reach out to my friend Brittany Green, and at no charge to you, put this on my bill here, I want to bless you. You're going to reach out to her, and she's going to help you for free because it's going to be under my tab. Okay, so she's going to coach you, get that credit score up. Okay, so got some kingdom going on here that I want to implement here. You said you want to give in abundance. Well, you need to experience what giving in abundance is, I would say, so that you start building the culture, because you said that you give how much right now? You
Fifty
said you
dollars every week.
$50 every week.
Yeah.
So 200 a month.
Yes.
That's roughly 10% of what you make.
Yes.
So like you're pretty accurate with that, or does
Yeah.
some
I I um I am pretty accurate with that. More times than not, I give
perfect,
to my
perfect,
church.
perfect. So we got that set in stone. So that's not an issue there. So I retract what I said, because you are giving according to how you function, to where you're currently at. The teacher's aide position, how long am I in that position until I become a teacher?
I I don't know. That's something that is it could change if I put in applications because my state allows for people to teach on conditional licenses.
Uh-huh.
Right now, I'm taking an opportunity that's been presented to me in my current position to be a long term sub, which is why I'm getting the extra.
The extra, got it.
But that's set to end at the beginning of the year.
Okay, so I have this month and next month of that extra 1,300 bucks, and then we don't know what can happen afterwards, right?
Correct.
Okay.
But after that, I have an expected graduation date in June.
So that's
And
7, 8 months from now.
yes,
And so when I graduate, about how long would it take me to be officially like teaching? What would you say?
excuse me, when I graduate, I expect to be hired and able to
Oh,
teach
like hired
starting.
right off the bat.
Well, yes, I
Okay.
do expect to be hired off the bat.
Okay. So we have to declare it.
Yes, I
Okay.
expect to get a teacher job and be
I
working.
am. I am.
I am
Cool.
going to be hired as a teacher and teaching my own class starting the fall of school year 21.
Making how much per month?
I have not broke it down, but the starting salary is about 47,000.
So that's double
Um,
what
yes,
you're, yeah, roughly double. No, like 4,000
almost,
net.
almost, yeah.
Okay, almost
So
double.
yeah, it would be about a 17 plus increase in salary yearly.
47,000. Yeah. So you'll probably take home like 3,500 maybe, depending on how your taxes are,
Yeah, it would be a little bit less because in my
insurance and all
county,
that. So
well,
3,000.
not just insurance, but because they stretch a 10-month salary into 12-month payments.
Got it.
So
So we can safely say 3,000 is what I'll go up to.
yeah, I think
Okay.
that would be safe.
So teaching is the career position.
Hmm.
The business would be the yoga. Is that correct?
Correct.
That, would you say that right there is what could bring financial freedom in all of these? Like if money wasn't an issue at all, would you still teach and do yoga, or would you just do yoga all day long?
Mm. I enjoy both for different reasons.
You enjoy both. So, okay, so we got, because obviously you're teaching in yoga,
Hmm.
right?
Right.
But you also enjoy that career. So, all right. And you said you stopped the yoga temporarily. Is that because you don't have enough time for it, or is there a money blockage? Why did you stop?
A combination of things. Um,
Let's
I
go
was
over
doing
them.
it in my living room.
Okay.
Um, so just a lack of dedicated space and um, the people, my kids, as well as my husband, kind of not necessarily always respecting that time.
Like interrupting. Like,
Well, just walking through the house because
got it,
I
got it,
live
got it,
in a
got it.
small condo. So even if, like in my living room, the way I would have to position it, you would see them walking in the background.
Okay. Okay.
So, they're just watching.
I would argue that that may not matter.
Okay.
Um,
That might just be me and my issue.
if you look at my old videos, you'd be like, "What the heck is this boy doing?" Um, if you look closely at my old videos, you'll see a little bed right next to it. You'll see that I'm clearly using the sunlight as light because I don't have enough light in my room. All these issues.
Yeah, I did that too. I had to
I
face
I know
the
I yeah.
window.
I know a woman that records herself like I think every day, and she'll have her kids running in the background, and she's a really overweight person that
Hmm.
is inspiring other women to lose weight, and she's
Hmm.
showing the journey. It ain't pretty.
Right.
So, do you have a recording device to record yourself to do yoga classes and teach yoga to people?
Just this laptop that I'm on now.
Okay, so you got the laptops. And is that what you were using before?
Hmm. I was
Okay,
using a laptop and a projector stand.
a projector stand to like hold the laptop steady. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What kind of computer do you have?
It's a Dell.
A Dell. Okay, perfect. So, do you have a microphone?
No.
Okay, so you're just using the computer audio
Yes,
to
talking really loud.
talking really loud. Got it. So you need a microphone, right?
Hmm.
Maybe a webcam. Better the visual, maybe. Like, is that a HD camera? Your
What I
laptop?
have now? No, I
Yeah, or is
just
it like?
got this from Staples.
Okay, okay. So we need a webcam. We need a microphone. Do you have the material that you need to do your yoga?
Hmm. Yeah.
So that's set.
I have my props, I have my yoga mat.
Got everything you need.
Yes.
So to to reignite that, because that could bring in a stream of income, correct?
Correct. It was. Um, and then I'm just not sure what happened. Um, I had kind of like a steady group of people, and I was offering it out of love because that was part of my commitment when I took the class is to be able to give back and offer people.
What is out of love? Free?
It was give what you could type of out of love.
Okay, I like it. At least we're getting something. Okay, okay. We'll want to get a little more firm. Like, all right, we're gonna charge for this. So if I blessed you with the webcam and the microphone, would you commit to doing that because that's your passion? Because that'll bring peace, create a legacy, be able to give in abundance, bring back that fearless, no worry mentality, and put you in a position where you live a masterful life while teaching, while paying off debt, because this doesn't interfere. Paying off debt doesn't take any time out of my day. It's simply I make money, I don't
Hmm.
waste, I save money, I pay off debt. Real simply, we're just going to do debt snowball for right now. Just take my extra money, throw it at the little debts. Keep giving, because that's important. Keep saving your money. But we're going to develop a second stream of income, the yoga. And we're going to create some classes, even if nobody shows up, doesn't matter. You just have to record and record and record and build an audience.
Hmm.
So you're giving value out first, and then you're going to create a community, and then you're going to charge for that. Or keep doing what you're doing with the whole, give what you feel is of value. Would that, would you be willing to commit to that?
Yes. I,
Okay, perfect. So So you have to email me, right? Do you have my email? You have access to my stuff?
I, I don't have access to your stuff,
Okay, so you're
except
gonna
for what's online.
you're gonna click in the description below this video. It says contact form. Put your name and put the title of this video in there so that I see it, that we communicated. Okay, that's the action steps. We'll close it out here. I don't want to go too deep, but how was this so far? Is this bringing clarity? Like, okay, I know what I need to do over the next 90 days.
Well, yes, yes. So action step 3 is just simply to reach out to you. There's a lot of links here. Which
Contact
one?
form. It says
It
contact
says
me or something like that. Fill out a contact form, and then we'll go from there. Okay.
okay. Uh,
All right.
establish. Okay, I'm really slow.
Let me
Can you
pull it
help
up.
me, please?
Yep.
I don't see any that says contact.
So you're gonna go to like make sure you open the thing, right? And it says fill out form here, right? It
Am I
says
on the wrong link? Because it says financial freedom with the finance geek. Is that
right.
that's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
right one?
yeah, yeah.
So
And then
join my community here. Is that the one you're talking about?
you can click on that one, but then
Okay.
you're just gonna keep scrolling down a little bit more,
Uh-huh.
right? And you're gonna see it says follow me here. It says Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, blog, website. It says
Yeah, I see.
fill out form here. Fill
Oh
that
my
out.
gosh. I need glasses. It's so
Okay.
clear now. Thank you.
Perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump to the next person here. I think we did some good work. Yes?
Yes, so I'll just fill out the form and put my name and today's date in the title.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we'll connect off camera and get this thing rocking and rolling.
Thank you.
Okay. Awesome. God bless. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I'm gonna go ahead
Thank
and
you.
get to the next person here. All right. Let's see. How was that, guys? You guys like that? We're gonna keep this going. Got 106 people in the house. Okay. Let's see. I think it was Marvin. I think you were next. So let me take you out of the green room here. Marvin, you with me?
Yeah, I got you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you okay. You're coming in just fine.
Oh.
All right, so Marvin, tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do? How did you find me? And what does financial freedom mean to you?
Uh, First things, man, I found you just by I've been watching for a while now, and I've been doing velocity banking for about maybe a year now.
Nice.
Work for the fire department. I've been on for 20 years now, and I'm getting close to retirement in about 7 years. So my thing is, I just want to be sure that once I do retire, that I'm in position to where I don't have to work how I'm working now. If that makes sense. So I've been there 20 years as a paramedic. So maybe the next 7 years I'm able to retire. So I'm just trying to get that done. I want to be retired by the age of 50. So that's my goal. So that's kind of what I'm shooting for. But I want to be financially free when I do. So
You said by the age of 50?
yeah, I'll be retired.
So, and then you said 7 years, right?
Seven, correct.
7 years. Okay. All right, so you're currently 43.
43, yeah.
Got it. What state are you in?
I'm in Louisiana.
Okay. Got it, got it, got it. Cool. And so, financial freedom by age 50 or sooner.
Yeah. Yeah.
What does
And the
financial
thing is,
freedom mean to you?
for me, it means just just to be able to do. I can to a point now, being that I kind of learned this velocity banking thing, but I just want to be to the point to where my kids are okay. My kids, and I can teach them things that I'm learning, and also, where I don't have to worry about money, things that I want. It's cool, but I also want to teach them the value of money also.
Right.
Just being able to do things while I'm not working.
Got it. Got it. Got it. What are some questions that you have for me this evening that I can
My
help you with?
my question is, mainly was like, let's say once I retire in 7 years, I get my monthly money every month, but I also get a lump sum check of about 200K. My thing is I need to learn about this infinite banking to where can I deposit that entire thing into the infinite banking policy, or do I just keep that in my savings account and build and maybe continue to build on business adventures that I'm trying to do? I mean, I'm trying to just see what would be the best option for that money. I just don't want it to sit and be stagnant.
Yeah, you said
Like,
you're gonna get 200K when?
in that 7 years, when I retire, like I get my retirement plus I get what they call it's called pie money, to where you work so many, like the 3 years that I have, it's an average of that, and they cut you a check for that amount, and it's going to be about my paper. It's going to
You'll
be
get
about
you'll
two,
get 200K in one shot.
yeah, to get 200K
at
plus my
50
retirement. Yeah,
plus some other stuff. Got it.
yeah, plus my monthly retirement on top of that. Yeah,
Okay. And do you have any life insurance right now?
I do. I have some on myself and on my kids also. It's a whole life insurance policy at 20K that I pay every month, once a month. But
20K putting in or 20K death benefit?
death benefit.
20K death benefit. Got it. So it's a very small policy on yourself.
Yeah, it's a small policy on myself. Yeah.
Got it.
Hmm.
Okay, so figuring out the infinite banking concept, can you break down for me first your four major numbers? What are you currently working with?
Income is about 6750 a month. My debt total a month probably is about 40. Hold on, it's 37 as of right now. That's just
3,700
mine. Yes, correct. 3,700.
debt payments, right?
Debt payments. Now my car insurance, my car note, it comes out my check every month, so I really don't count that because it already comes out automatically. So that's just net pay what I'm taking home.
Got it. What would you say your cash flow is per month?
Uh, Probably about 1,500. About 12 to 1,500. Yeah, about 12.
12 to 1,500.
Yeah.
Okay. So on the low end, 12. On the high end, 1,500.
Yeah.
So I could be spending as high as 5,550 a month, or about 5,250. Okay. What debts do you currently have right now?
Right now, I have my line of credit, which is at 13K. Well, it's at 10 right now, oh 10, but the limit's 13.
That's a
I have
PLOC?
another line. No, it's a personal line of credit. Yep,
Okay.
yeah, PLOC, yeah.
Yeah, got
Yeah.
it, got it. Yeah. So it's a
And I have
13K limit, right?
13, yeah.
10K owed. What's the interest rate?
The interest rate is 7%.
Nice. What bank?
Barksdale Federal Credit Union.
Okay, Barksdale. Got it.
Yeah, Air Force Credit Union.
Local credit union?
I believe so for the most part. Yeah, local. I bank with a few different banks. So.
Love it. Follow the routine. Like it. So you recently made a chunk, I'm assuming. You owe 10. You're doing velocity banking. You're knocking it down, correct?
Yeah, I'm knocking it out. Yeah.
All right. One by one, tell me the different debts that you have left.
I have a Capital One card, which is at 4,500. I have another Capital One card at 2.
2K?
Uh,
2K?
yeah, 2K. Yeah.
Owed, right?
Another line of credit that's at 4,500. I have a PayPal account, which is I kind of use that for stuff online that I order. It's at 1,200, and I have an American Express card that's at about 300 right now. Kind of like I use it for a fuel card,
What up?
and I have a real bad loan that I had got a while back, but it's at 10K, so that's my main thing I want to pay off. It's a hard too. That's kind of
You owe
probably give me
10K. You owe 10K. What's
yeah.
the interest rate?
Oh my goodness, like 21%.
And what's the yeah? And what's the monthly payment?
The monthly payment on that is $335, but I'm trying to have that paid off by December.
By when?
By December, because my line of credit is back down, so I'm trying to have that paid off by December of this year. That's my goal. If I can get that paid off, and I can just pay the minimum on the other cards and just get that because the interest rate's so high.
Got it. What other debts do you have?
I mean, like I say, my car notes, they come out my check, so that's, do you really want that also, or does it matter?
You have car loans, you said?
Yeah, I have auto loans, but they come out my check already. It's already calculated in there. So, yeah, I mean, it already comes out, so I don't have to
company pays for it?
see that money really. But I do have one more personal loan with my credit union for $7,000. I forgot about that one. So yeah.
At what interest rate? At what interest rate is that loan and the monthly payment? What is it?
And that's about it right there.
Can you hear me? Hey Marvin, can you hear me?
Hey, can you hear me? Hello?
Yep.
Okay, can you hear me? Okay, I'm kind of faded for a second. I got you.
Okay, you hear me okay?
Yeah, I got you.
All right. What is the loan interest rate on the 7,000?
The 7,000, that interest rate is 6%.
And what's the
It's
payment?
got that one bad. It's professional firefighters credit union.
What's the monthly payment?
It is $226.
$226. Got it.
Yeah.
On the personal line of credit, so you had a second one. You owe $4,500 on it. What's the credit? What's the credit limit, and what's the interest rate?
The limit on it is $5,000.
And what's the interest rate?
The interest rate on that one is 8%.
Okay. So why are you using that and the PLOC at the same time? Is there a reason for that, or you did like a double chunk? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
got it.
Yeah, I had that one first, and I just didn't want to lose that line of credit. I had it the longest, so.
Okay. So I would, let's see. I definitely want to like wean myself off of that, because the other line of credit's a lower interest rate, higher credit limit.
Interest rate.
You know, I get better. I go faster with that tool than the other one.
Yeah. Okay.
So are you just paying the monthly payment on that PLOC?
I am right now, yeah, because I'm trying to keep everything that's revolving. I'm trying to keep that open, but that bad debt, like that loan, those loans, I'm trying to get those paid off first, being that their interest rates are higher. But yeah.
Got it. So we got Nice comment here from Hart says I would tackle the one with the highest interest rate to pay off.
That's the goal. Yeah.
Yep, I do like the idea of killing that 10K loan at the 21%, get 335 from that.
Uh-huh.
The 226 for the 7K, I might want to ignore that just
Okay.
because it's a lower rate than the 7, and
Okay.
you know you're not too far away. I'm assuming on the amortization schedule there.
I'm not. Okay.
I think I would so after paying off the 10K, I want to come back to those credit cards and that HELOC, be done with
Okay.
all of those,
Okay.
and and then I'll snowball the 7,000 because it wouldn't make sense to shift the 6 to the 7 at that point. So I'll snowball
Okay.
that out. And you said you have
Okay.
no other debts, no mortgage, no student loans.
No student loans. I mean, I have a mortgage,
Got it.
child support payment, but other than that, man, nothing.
What's the mortgage?
My mortgage is 1,700.
And what is owed on that?
My balance is 278, 278 left.
And the interest rate?
4%.
4%. How long have you been paying on that mortgage?
For a year now. 1 year.
1 year. Have you ever refinanced?
No.
So you just got this home.
Yeah, I've been in this home almost a year now. I say a year. Yeah, almost a year.
Got it. How much did you put down?
I didn't have to put anything down.
Got it. Was that through the work? You get like something like
Yeah,
a
it was
VA loan or something?
what they call a rural development loan. You don't have to put any like a government. It's a
Got it.
rural development where you don't have to put anything down there because they're developing the
Yep.
area. So
Yep. I've heard of those different programs.
real good, real good.
Not bad at all. Okay. So in regards to infinite banking, I believe that is something that we could implement in 2021, maybe around summer, towards the end of the year being the latest. Do you currently have any capital or savings built up right now?
I do.
What do you have in
Um,
savings?
I got 10K in savings.
Okay.
Just put up just for emergencies or whatever.
Any
Like
other
I said,
assets, retirement accounts, things like that?
I have land, like home lots that carry some value. Um,
Okay.
but no homes are built on them right now. But I do have
Got it.
2 lots right now that carry value.
Got it. Okay, so this got that 10K. That's good. 1,500. So by 2021,
Mhm.
I should have, say after summer of 2021,
Okay.
I'll have the cash flow of the 1,500 that I already roughly have right now, plus
Yeah.
the 335, plus 226, and whatever those other monthly payments are. I'm probably looking at maybe 2,400 in cash flow,
Yeah.
potentially.
Yeah. Once you drop those off, yeah.
Do you know what the max credit limit is offered at that bank, Barksdale, with the 13K?
On my well, what they told me, once I get some of this paid off, I'm gonna try to get it increased to 30K. That's what they told me to come back with. So
That's
um,
nice. That's nice. We
I was gonna
like
try
that.
to like once I get this that bad loan paid off,
Yep.
I'm gonna try to get that increased to 30K by January. If they do that, then that'll kind of open up a lot for me as far as getting these other little small things paid off. I guess. Oh,
Okay, we got some nice comments coming in from people just giving their feedback. So these car loans,
Yeah.
I just want to get some clarity on this.
Okay.
When you say it's coming out of your paycheck, is the company that you work for paying some of that
Yeah.
car?
Yeah. My the credit union that I have, the 7,000 loan, it's that's who my car is through. So they 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 get paid before they take the money out my check before I even get paid. So that's already paid. That way it's never late. I just have it set up that way to where it's never late or nothing like
The
that. So
7K is the car loan.
no, that's a separate personal loan that I had for something else back in the day. Yeah.
Okay,
It actually
so
was 10, it's down to 7 now.
all right, so how much do you currently owe on the car?
On my one car I owe 14K left, and my SUV I owe 28 left.
And what are the
Other
monthly
cars are
what are the
paid
monthly
for as well.
payments on these things?
On my Infinity, it is 274 a month, and on my SUV, it is 326. I'm sorry, 326 a month.
Got it. At what interest rate on the car?
I think one is 5%. The car is 5%, and the SUV is 4.75%. I don't know why I did that. You could say 5% too. Say 5 on both of them, really.
Okay. Interesting. So we got these.
But like I said, they already come out my check, so that doesn't count toward.
Comes out your check,
my
but it's
net
still
pay.
it's still cash flow you don't
Yeah.
see.
Okay.
I don't want to get
Right.
I don't want to get that. That was confusing me earlier.
Okay.
That felt like to me like it was money that's like they're contributing to the payment of your car, but that's not the case here.
No, it's not. No,
You
that's
just
something total separate.
personally, right, you personally set this up. You're not being reimbursed to operate these vehicles, right, in any way. There's no tax benefit, there's nothing like that. So this is more debt.
Yeah, these as of right now. Yes, these are more debt. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, infinite banking, might want to push that a little bit further out.
Okay.
Me personally, I like to kind of wipe out as much debt as I can, gain the most cash flow as possible, potentially maybe start a business, if
I do. I have.
that's in the picture.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have a lawn serving business also. So I
you
mean,
got a lawn, so
but
there we go. Okay.
yeah, but I mean, it's slow right now due to the weather change. But
Okay.
it's kind of a one-man show. So I mean, I've been doing that for about 8 years now. So.
So you are a paramedic, and you also do lawn services, like private, like for certain certain
Residential, yeah,
resident. Okay.
just residential for right now. I
And
have
you
like 9
personally
customers.
do it, or you have someone you hire?
I personally do it.
You personally do it, just you.
Yeah, me and my son. Yeah, my sons. Yeah.
Got it. Is your where do your passions, purpose lie to create that financial freedom? Is it in the lawn business? Do you want to explode that, or is there
No,
something else you want to do?
no, it's definitely not in the lawn business. That's just a means to an end to just teach my boys. But
So that's like a
nah, my
side
passion,
hustle,
honestly.
right? Like the extra, a little extra money, but nothing crazy.
Yeah. Just something to help with tax. Just kind of a tax thing.
I see.
But my passion primarily lies like in these numbers. I kind of enjoy this financial thing. To have learned what I've learned from this, and it's kind of one of those things to where you know. But also, I would like to teach CPR classes also to kind of get people more in tune in CPR and health and stuff like that too. So that's kind of where my passion lies. I've been doing that for a while.
Financial and health.
Yeah.
Put it together. Okay.
Yeah.
So talk to me specifically in the
Mhm.
financial space that all this stuff that you've been learning. What would be a type of finance that you would like to be in? Are you talking like you want to coach people, work with people, or more so like sell financial products such as like
More
life
so just
insurance
bring
or
awareness to the just more of awareness, I guess you can say, to finances, man. To because I just think about how I've done things
so an overall
for so many
holistic
years before I saw
picture?
your video, you know.
Right. So like an
Yeah,
overall holistic financial approach,
yeah,
working with
yeah,
people and making money from that. Like coaching people on that. Like something like what I do,
yeah,
like
yeah,
charging people
yeah,
for your time to work with them one on one. Got it.
yeah.
Okay. About how much free time do you have per week?
Um, well, with kids and sports, man, probably you talking about hours or you talking about days or
Yeah, hours.
just
About free time, about
I,
how many hours per week safely
mm,
do you have? Free
prob-
time, like,
probably about probably about 25, about 25, 30 hours a week, just free time. I mean, the way I work, it's uh it's 24 hours on, 24 hours off. And then I do that for 10 days and then I'm off 6 days straight. So I have time to do stuff like kids,
yeah. I'd say so.
you know.
So you got quite a bit of time on your hands to build something
Yeah. Well, I
serious.
work another job too, but at the same time, it's like, with
The
kids, it's kind
lawn,
of,
the lawn service.
no, I work at the hospital also. The lawn service is kind of like my side hustle.
Right.
And
So
the
you got two
hospitals, I
jobs.
do that yeah,
All
yeah.
right. So let me be clear. With kids involved, two jobs,
hmm
the lawn service, all that. How much free
Yeah.
time do you have? Hours per week.
Hours, probably about 25 to spare.
Are you sure?
25 to 30.
Because
Yeah, probably about
you
25.
just mentioned like, oh, with kids and da da da, right? So does
I
that
got
eat
a wife.
away?
She helps out a lot, so we
Okay,
good.
okay.
Yeah,
I just want to be sure.
she my partner. Yeah,
Okay. All right. So so I just took the 25, I divided it by 2, right?
yeah,
And I'm gonna round down, call it 10 hours a week times
oh yeah,
4 times 4 times 12 months. So I got
yeah,
480 hours per year that I could potentially dedicate to figuring out exactly what do I want to do in this financial space
correct.
to bring in passive income, right? And I got 7
Correct.
years to figure it out. So 480 hours, this is conservative. 480
hmm
hours times 7 years, that's 3,360 hours to become a master and gain a particular skill in a particular environment. I pick one thing
Correct.
that I can explode on the side while doing
hmm
my main work. And simultaneously, while I'm building that, I'm not really concerned about, making a ton of money up front in the beginning. Although if it happens,
Cool.
wonderful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we're not going to be upset about that.
I'm not concerned with that. Yeah.
But really, it's about honing in on that kingdom foundation, creating the legacy, making sure the kids are set,
hmm
right?
Yeah.
And having the proper location to allocate that 200K when I receive
Correct.
that.
Correct.
I would definitely have a portion of the go to the infinite banking, strategy, policy on
Yeah.
yourself, policy on wife, policy on the kids. I don't see why that doesn't hurt me in any way. And in those 7 years, so if you're taking notes, in
hmm
those 7 years, we could establish policies little by little And I think
Okay.
the way I would implement it, I know this is me personally, this is how I would do it if I was in your shoes, is I would like, me personally, I would want to get rid of all my consumer debt, the credit cards,
Mm-hmm.
the loans, the 2 cars, and then once I get to the mortgage, I would actually leave that alone. The amount
Okay.
of time it's going to take me to pay off 278,000, I could be investing more time into that skill. So instead of, you'll come to a dilemma where, does it make sense to pay off debt or invest, right? And
Mm-hmm.
you get to make that decision. I work with all different types of clients on different levels, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is just me if I was in your shoes, but you get to decide, and I'm gonna give you the different options, right? So
All right.
option one is I continue velocity banking. Get that increase for sure. That's a no-brainer because then
Okay.
I can increase my chunk amount to wipe out a little bit more debt at a faster rate. I personally would get rid of all the consumer debt, the car loans, the personal loans, and the only thing I have left is the mortgage, right? And then I have all this
Gotcha.
cash flow. When that occurs is when I would implement infinite banking. I got a $30,000 line of credit, I got 10K in
Mm-hmm.
savings. That number's going to go up, obviously. I have way more cash flow, potentially a higher income because naturally we get raises and promotions year to year. So
Yeah.
my income should rise. I would
Okay.
say to pay off the 2 cars, the loans, the consumer debt, that should bring me into 2022, realistically,
Okay.
probably like
Yeah.
summer towards the end. The only reason why you would go faster is, like I said, you make more money, you cash flow more, you
Yeah.
upgrade the debt tool, keep going faster. Okay, now here's where the options can go a different way. So in that same option one, as soon as I wipe out all the debt and I only have the mortgage,
Okay.
I could upgrade my debt tool, my HELOC, by simply making maybe 1 to 2 chunks into my mortgage. So continue to do velocity banking to pay off debt. That's option one, right?
Okay.
Is pay off all debt.
Yeah.
So option
Yeah.
one,
Yeah.
just write option one, pay off all debt, right?
Yeah.
When I get to the mortgage, I maybe make 1 to 2 chunks. And then I'm
Okay.
going to want to upgrade to a HELOC, obviously, because I created so much equity in those 1 to 2 chunks, plus the 2 years of making $1,700 payments for roughly
All right.
24 months. And then I continue to do velocity banking all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
I get to a point where I can upgrade that HELOC to that second position HELOC to a first position HELOC. Keep wiping out debt.
Okay.
At that point is when I could implement infinite banking, right? So pay off
Gotcha.
all debt. So option one is pay off all debt, implement infinite banking, while simultaneously 480 hours a year putting into
Mm-hmm.
building that skill, becoming a master in an area, building a passive stream of income while paying off all your debt. I would say that's the simplest strategy right there.
Okay.
Option two is the same thing as option one, velocity banking all the way through for the most part. I may have to go on and off. I may have to do debt snowball if velocity banking doesn't make sense for particular debts, and we'll
Okay.
evaluate that. But
All right.
that's why we upgrade our debt tools, maybe implement a 0% credit card on purchases, and we'll finagle and finesse to, go a little bit faster.
Gotcha.
So option two, same thing as option one, pay off all debt until I get to the mortgage. When I get to the
Okay.
mortgage, I can reasonably, logically say, okay, the amount of time that it's going
I'll
to
be
take me to pay off this mortgage,
yeah.
I could instead take that cash flow and put it towards the skill, the talent, the gift that I have to create passive income to 10x my income. And so let's just say it takes me doing velocity banking or debt snowball or just any, concept to pay off debt. Let's just say when I get to the mortgage, it's going to take me roughly 3 years or less to wipe that out. Let's just say. Well, in that same amount of time, if I 10x my income within those same 3 years, if not sooner, at any point I could write a check, pay off the mortgage in full if I want to do that.
Yeah, it'll be that option. Yeah.
Or because I 10x'd my income, go from $6,750 a month to $67,500 a month, just add a zero, I may go and buy that dream home and turn this existing property into a rental.
Nah, my kids will be getting out the house. If anything, I'll be downsizing.
If anything, downsizing. Okay,
Yeah,
but
I'll be
still,
downsizing.
but still, that mortgage could be. I can turn that from a liability into an asset.
To an asset. Yeah, correct. Gotcha.
So instead of
Okay.
paying it, instead of wasting time paying that off, I could
Yeah.
just turn it into an asset,
I
save
got you.
3 years, focus on 10x. So that's option
I got
2.
you.
Option 2 also involves implementing infinite banking earlier by 3 years or by 2 years, year and a half. So instead of paying off the mortgage, right as I wipe out all this consumer debt, personal loans, car loans, right? I could, I know me personally, I would want to implement infinite banking on myself, on wife, get the kids going, one at a time, of course. Spread it all out in a way,
Uh-huh.
and we could create enough mech space. So this is, we got to learn more terminology, right? You want to get more educated on the infinite banking concept, but we could create space in all of the policies, kids, you, wife, to have a place to store some of that 200K as soon as I get it. I have a place to put it amongst 2 to 3 or 4 more policies, right?
I got you. Well, the way that it's set up, I could either do one or two things when it comes to that money. I can either take a huge tax hit and just get it a lump sum all at once, or I can do what they call an annuity, where you get, like, say that 200K, you get 1% a month till it runs out, but it's gaining 6% at the same time, and you get 2,000. Let's say on 200,000, for
Yeah.
example, you
So
do
in a
1%.
way,
But I'm putting my money in someone else's hands, though. I don't want to do that.
yeah. In a way, you're locking the money up to try and preserve
Yeah,
it for
and
a long period of time.
yeah, I don't,
I
yeah,
get that, but based on how you sound like a healthy guy.
yeah.
You look healthy. I don't know if I would be comfortable locking up 200 grand and receiving a small portion of that.
I'm not.
I'd rather take the hit today, because I know taxes are going to be higher later on. So
Yeah,
I'd rather take the hit today, put the money in my control, and then deploy that money according to my kingdom gifts that God gave me. And then other things, buy gold, crypto, silver, real estate. Make sure
that's
you
the
have me
next. Yeah,
muted
did I
on
have you
the.
mute? I'm sorry.
I was hearing a little echo there, but
Okay, how about now?
yeah, we're good. We're good.
Okay, all right.
Yes. So those are the two options that we have, and we have time to decide, which way we want to
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
So just to,
Okay,
bring that transparency there. But
okay.
in terms of the very next action steps to take, paying off that 10K at the 21% makes the most sense to me, just looking at the numbers from a surface level.
Gotcha.
The credit cards, 4,500, 2 grand, that's 6,500. I'm pretty sure the interest rate is around 21%, but the monthly payment's extremely small.
Yeah,
Am I correct?
yeah. Correct.
So
Yeah.
so the 335 is actually way more impactful, and after wiping that out, so after you bring your line of credit to 0, definitely apply for the increase. So before you pay off the 10K, bring your line of credit to 0, and like you said, go back to the bank, see if you can increase that line. I'm not sure if you can jump to 30K. I'm not sure if they'll
Well,
let you.
that's what she was told me. The credit score where it needs to be without the debt. She said, yeah, it would jump. I would have got it the first time, but I had that 10K loan, and it kind of hurt me getting approved for the 30. So she said I got approved for the 13. I'm like, dang, but
Got it.
I know what I have to do. I need to pay that 10 off first. So
Yeah, and I'm assuming at 30 grand the rate might drop a little bit. Who knows? That I usually see
yeah,
that. I usually see that happen. So if that happens, that'd be great, because then when I go to pay off the 10K, I could also throw in some of these
yeah,
other smaller debts with it. Like, I know
okay,
I would want to just get rid of that 5K line of credit with that 10K,
yeah,
get that 8% out of there. Because I know with HELOCs, usually they charge you 2% of the balance, so the monthly payments are usually a little bit higher than like the credit cards are.
okay,
So I might want to go after those smaller debts with that 10K loan. As I bring that back down to 0, then I want to look at these cars, especially that SUV. I want to take a look at these cars and see, based on that amortized 5% versus my 7% simple interest, doesn't make sense to shift one to the other. If it doesn't, then we'll just do debt snowball if in fact debt snowball goes faster than velocity banking, or vice versa, velocity banking faster than debt snowball. Any questions on that? I think that's
nah,
in
man,
terms of
I
like,
appreciate it. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. And like I said before, I've been keeping up with you for about a year now, man. I appreciate
yeah,
what you're doing, and changed my life. So hey,
that's
I
awesome.
appreciate that. My
Yeah.
kids call you my teacher, so hey, I appreciate it, bro.
Hey, when it comes to the finance part, I'm getting involved in a lot of different things. So,
Yeah,
if you're in, I'm not sure if you're in the manifesto or anything like that, but you can communicate with me,
yeah.
and maybe we can come up with some ideas. Like, do you want to be an insurance agent? Do you want to get your Series 6? Do you want to be a real estate investor, or do you want to just become a financial and health coach? You talk about health
I,
and you talk about wealth, and you
yeah,
can create your own little
yeah.
spin on it, and that would be
I
pretty
like the
cool.
style. Okay, well, I appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Awesome. I'm gonna bring on the next person here. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
All right, same to you, man.
All right, bye. I believe the next person I had on here was Robinson. Robinson, you with me? Let me go ahead and take you out the green room.
Yes, I'm
Hello.
here.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you good. You're coming in solid.
Great, great. Thank you. Thank you for taking the call.
Okay, so here's how we're going to start things off. Tell us what you do for work, how you found me, and what does financial freedom mean to you?
Well, I'm a real estate investor. I have a real estate license as well here in the state of Florida. I am an immigrant that came to the United States 18 years ago. And basically, I started doing real estate since 2003. I started buying properties, doing some real estate as a realtor. I went broke in 2011, and after the crisis, pretty much lost everything. My cars, my houses, some properties that I had, and I had to start all over again from zero, basically. But of course, the only thing that I didn't lose was my experience and my knowledge in real estate. So I built up again my business, and that's where I am right now. Of course, we're going to discuss that later. And how I found you is because I was searching some additional information about, I was applying velocity banking without even knowing that. However, I start searching a little bit more and digging a little bit more, and someone mentioned cash value life insurance as a tool, as an investment or asset vehicle. And then I found you talking about that, and I click on that immediately when you were talking about cash value life insurance. And of course, then after I got connected through you to Steve Parisi, we had talked to him, and I built my policy recently, like a month ago. I found it a couple months ago, and I immediately took action on this because I thought that that was the only thing that was missing on my strategy. So that's where I start looking your videos, start looking IBC Global videos, and learning more and more about this, and see how can I apply this, because the problem that I was facing is, especially with banks, I couldn't get loans with them, especially after COVID, and I was going to different places, not even even though I have properties, even though I have some cash money in my bank and some equity, I wasn't able to get loans. So I said, should be a better way to be my own bank, and that's how I found cash value life insurance. I found you, and I found IBC Global. So at this point, where I am is I'm trying to go ahead and see what's gonna be my next step, let's say, or what should I do based on where I am right now in terms of my financials. And of course, my goal is to have or build all my income based on passive income. That's my main goal. I want to have $20,000 as a passive income, not active income, passive income, totally coming from my investments. I have investments in real estate. Basically, most of that is on real estate. And I have some money aside on cryptocurrency, and I have some money aside on stock market. And now I have the cash value life insurance, also some money there already there. So my question to you, I mean, if we want to run the numbers, we can go ahead and do it. But basically, that's where I am.
Yeah, let's dive right into it. I can already tell you're someone that has your numbers in line, so we can go right into the meat and potatoes. I'm sure this will be
Yes.
this will be very valuable for a lot of people watching. So let's dive right in.
Yeah. Okay. So my passive income, as I mentioned before, I'm building all these business around me based on passive income. So my main income is coming from real estate. So I have short-term rentals, Airbnb type, and I have long-term rentals, and that's all my passive income. Then I have, of course, some active income coming from real estate as a realtor, and some commission as basically that's what it is, as a realtor. So all my income in average is around between $15,000 to $20,000 a month. Since I have these Airbnbs and these short-term rentals, it varies, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna close around 260 this year just on Airbnb, and the other income that I'm having probably is gonna add up to 275K.
260K
Now,
revenue from the Airbnb.
yes,
Got it.
revenue. So, Airbnb and long-term rentals, all that combined is gonna be around 275. Okay. Now my expenses, I have a summary of all my expenses, including my personal expenses. So at the end of the entire year, I'm gonna end it up with around between $25,000 and $30,000. That's gonna be my
Expenses.
cash flow.
Okay,
No,
okay.
that's not gonna be my cash flow. My expenses also varies. My personal expenses are around 7,500. per month. That's my personal expenses.
7,500.
But
Run.
after all the other expenses, like mortgages that I have on the properties that I own, most of them have high interest mortgages because I have with private lenders.
Yeah.
So that's one of my questions. After we finish with this, is should I start paying off those debts, or should I buy more real estate, or just based on what's going on right now? So the question is, I have pretty good income right now.
Yeah.
However, property are so expensive right now. I don't want to jump into new deals, even though interest rates are low. So I'm in that point that should I just start paying off these high interest rates loans that I have on these properties until I get the chance to. I'm predicting the next couple of years we will be having a lot of properties coming in the market because of the foreclosures that are gonna come. So I want to be prepared with some cash for those for the next round.
Right. Can you
So
run that back for me on the cash flow again? About how much per month?
yeah, net cash flow, after all the expenses, is gonna be around $2,000 per month.
2,000 per month. Got it.
After all the expenses.
Yeah. So that's why you said roughly 25K
Yes,
for the year. Got it.
for the year. It may increase a little bit because high season for us is starting in November this month,
Yeah.
and it ends on March. So
Now,
my good months are November, December, January, until March.
got it. You also mentioned that you were working with Steve, IBC Global, and you put a policy in place last month. What are you funding per year into that?
My policy it was written for 60K per year, but my MEC limit it went up to 94. So I can fund up to 94.
What is your
You know,
base? What is your base premium?
6,000.
Okay, so that might be a
Is
little inaccurate. So, did you go with Guardian or Mass Mutual?
yes, Guardian.
Guardian. Okay, so Guardian sets their MEC limits higher on purpose because they require a higher death benefit for the amount of money that you're putting in, and it has to stay. And they do a level death benefit for the funding period. So, do you recall what the funding period is? How many years would you be doing 60K a year?
Yes, my policy for 10 years.
10 years.
Six
Okay.
thousand dollars premium. The $60,000 is the total amount. But as you mentioned, Guardians gave me a little bit higher MEC limit. That's something that I didn't understand quite clearly.
Yeah,
But
so they said it was a 94K mech.
yes,
Yeah. So I'll try to make this make sense. So me, I'm personally putting in $70,000 a year into Guardian. My mech limit is $81,000, right?
okay,
So that leaves 11,000 of unused mech space that rolls over year to year. The funding period, I set it up just for 7 years, quick. But it doesn't mean that I can get in, guaranteed. It's not guaranteed that I can get in an extra 11,000 on top of the 70 because my base premium is $7,000. So if I want the ability to put in $90,000 in any given year, guaranteed, without proving evidence of insurability, I would have to set my base premium at least at $9,000, at least, right?
no,
So you set it up as $60,000 a year, 6,000 base premium, 90-10 split,
yes,
with a MEC limit of 94 grand. That means that you can put in 60 grand for a longer period of time with that mech limit. Our number one goal is to not create a mech, so that's why we create this extra space, so that even if the dividends were to come down, which they historically have been coming down in whole life policies, we avoid we lower the chances of us creating a mech in our policy. So
I see.
that's why we have that higher mech limit with Guardian specifically. Mass Mutual is not usually like that. The mech limits are a little bit, you can make them a lot tighter, but with Guardian, it requires a higher level death benefit for the duration of those 10 years. So you're paying, for that insurance, up front, whereas Mass Mutual, you kind of accumulate death benefit over time with a lower mech requirement for the same amount of money, essentially. But obviously with Guardian, I'm sure you noticed, or they told you, Guardian's more flexible. I can throw money in at leisure whenever I want, right through the app, no issue. So there's a little bit more flexibility there. So have you dumped in 60 grand total, or did you do a smaller amount?
Well, I dumped $45,000 from day one.
So far.
I called the other day to see, to deposit the rest, but I want to make sure, my limits and everything. That's when I learned about my MEC limit that was up to 94. So let me ask you this question. I heard somebody else in YouTube talking about this, and I don't know if it's correct or makes sense. He was talking about that once you have dumped X amount of money, he was talking about $15,000, but let's say the 35,000 or 45,000 that I have on my policy.
Right.
What if I take $30,000 as a loan, and then after, can I deposit back to the policy instead of paying the loan? Just depositing this again, this $30,000, even though it's going to be as a loan on my cash value, and in order to get up to the limit of my policy, it makes sense to do that? Or
I think I get what you're saying. So this sounds like a finesse move, a little bit of finagling going on here. So you're saying you were seeing a video where they were like, dump, in this case, we dump 45K in, take out a policy loan, and then dump that money back into the policy?
Correct. Yes. So this guy, he was talking that by doing this way, basically you're building a policy, you're getting the death benefit, and then after year 5 or 6, basically the policy is gonna pay off everything. I mean, based on the dividends, paid off the interest that you're gonna be paying for those loans. So basically, you're building your policy with the beginning of the first deposit. I don't know if it makes sense and if it's possible to do something like that. In order to maximize your limits, in order to have the most of the policy in terms of dividends.
That is interesting.
It brought my attention. It was kind of interesting. And he showed an Excel with numbers. And of course, he was showing after 6 years that the policy with the dividends, of course, it paid off the interest. You maximize. And the policy is let's say maximize from day one. I mean, from month 1, he maximized the policy for the amount that he was, for the amount of the policy. It's kind of interesting.
It's interesting. So I want to look at it. I want to look at the pros. I want to look at the cons. So just some cons that come to mind is he's basing his numbers off dividends. Dividends are not guaranteed. Number one.
Right.
Number two, in terms of those policy loans to the amount of cash value that I have in there, I might run the risk of affecting how the policy actually performs internally, depending on how the policy loans work for that specific insurance company. So Guardian is a direct recognition company. When I take out a loan, Guardian is recognizing I just took out a loan. They're going to charge me an interest rate like any other insurance company would. they're going to increase my crediting rate on that 30 grand. Okay? Now, the issue that is coming in my mind is with any permanent life insurance company, whole life or index universal life, no matter which way you look at it, no matter how you design it, 90-10, 80-20, 70-30, 60-40, and onward, the very first 1 to 2 years are the most expensive years. You have the sales lows, the PUA fee charges, you know, the upfront whole life expense premium. You're not getting any dividends in the first 1 to 2 years off that base premium amount. So I don't know if I would want to practice something like that in the first couple of years. I'd have to really look at the math and see what are the guarantees, not the dividends, because they're not guaranteed. Dividends change, and historically they've been coming down. So whatever his numbers were, was he basing it off of a 5% dividend rate, a 6% dividend rate? If he or she was doing that, they have to be very clear. Do they mean gross dividend or internal rate of return net dividend? Because there's two different numbers. So like, for example, Guardian promotes a 5.65% gross dividend. Mass Mutual, 6.2%. Penn Mutual, 6.1%. Gross dividend. Internal, net, in the first year, you're like negative 20%, negative 15%, negative 16%. It takes roughly, I'd say, 3 to 4 years to actually have a positive, which is why you see your money break even in year 5, 6, 7, and onward, depending on how the policy was initially designed. So I want to be very careful with that type of strategy. I think it could work potentially if I have the necessary, you know, cash flow, if I don't have an issue. Like, what if I do something like that where I take the 30 out, dump it back into the policy? Do I take it out? If I go to take it out again, that's even more money I'm borrowing against the policy. Don't know if I love, because what did I mean, what did I do other than just max fund the policy? I didn't actually like use the dollars in any way for real estate to multiply. So I kind of, that factor got cut off for me. Here's what I would say. This is something that I practice and have mentioned in my YouTube channel a couple times, couple different scenarios, is that 45K that you dumped in, that was capital, correct? Savings, cash on hand?
Yes, I used to have on my savings account, of course, doing nothing there.
Right.
And when I heard about the policy, I said, this is the way to park my money instead of having
Exactly.
my savings. So I immediately work out on the policy and I deposit the $45,000. But now I want to do either take a loan to either pay it off. That's my next question. I have some mortgages, as I mentioned before, high interest mortgages, simple interest rate, 8% and different amounts. So my thinking was, okay, what about if I start dumping? I already talked to the private lender and I said, listen, it's a friend of mine actually, and it's very flexible with me. So I said, listen, can I start paying you like $15,000 every quarter? And he says, yeah, you can do it. And we, of course, calculate based on the difference, the interest rate, which is only interest, simple interest, 8%. It's kind of high, but it's still, you know, it's good because it's interest only and no question asked. And my properties, I have enough money to pay off that interest. I mean, to pay the interest rate, and of course, I have cash flow coming in from that properties, from those properties.
Yeah,
So
I like that because I'm taking interest over there, putting it into my policy where I'm not getting charged interest any longer. So there's a positive gain, knowing that in the first couple of years I'm already negative in the infinite banking policy, so I have to make up for that. So That's what I like. I like the idea of, number one, I want to try and max fund the policy, obviously. So you're attempting to do that. You dumped in 40 grand. That was pre-existing capital. Now we can have that capital work for us in the policy. We borrow out a portion. Me personally, I like to usually borrow 66%, maybe up to 80% of what's available in cash value that I can borrow from, and then go do something with it to save money on interest, pay off debt, 10x my income, make more money, right? Then, in another way that we could use to max fund the policy instead of borrowing out and putting the same money back in is, what if we allocated certain bills, particularly your annual bills, that we could, money that you're saving up. Like, I know a lot of people do this. They have their separate accounts.
Yes.
This one's for escrow, this is for the car insurance, and this is for that. Well, what if we took all that money that's sitting in separate accounts for bills? This is money that we know we're going to spend. What if I put that in the policy first, then borrowed it out, paid the bill? And
I was actually thinking about that this month. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but November is where you start paying taxes for your properties. So of course I have a budget for those properties in a separate account, and I have to bring about around $15,000 just for taxes. That money is available right now in another account. So you're saying put this money into the policy right now and then bring a loan to pay those, and so I can maximize. Great.
This
Awesome
way you hit your max fund amount. Now the policy is going to perform at its peak performance because you designed it as a 60K, not a 45, right? So if you put in the full 60 and then you borrow out what you need for that particular bill, or in another case here, pay off debt, right? Or option 3 is buy more real estate, invest more, 10x more. That's like Grant Cardone thinking. I like that. So to answer your original question, do I pay off debt or do I buy more property using my policy and then other cash flows as I progress throughout the year? My answer would be, this depends on you personally. This is a personal decision. So the way I'm approaching this is, number one, do I have the capacity to take on more debt? Do I want to do that? Do I want to have that more, say, risk, even though you're well versed in what you do? Based on your experiences and journey and struggles and obstacles, do I want to increase my leverage, or is it going to make wife happy, the household family happy, or just me personally happy to just knock out some of this leverage, save money on interest, maybe regroup, re-strategize, come back guns blazing after this whole election thing is settled, after the whole COVID thing passes, vaccines are put out. I'm not sure if you as a real estate investor, you do have to pay somewhat attention to the marketplace, the economy, the political environment. What are Joe Biden tax plans going to look like versus, a Trump tax plan for real estate investors, you personally? How does this affect you? And being able to kind of navigate, and you say, okay, well, due to the uncertainty, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna be patient and wait for the right opportunity to strike. Yes, interest rates are super low, but because of that, the prices have been going up because there's a lot of demand. Interest rates are really low. It's encouraging people to go out and borrow and borrow and borrow and go into more debt and become, slave to the lender. Same old story, never changes. Or do I maybe keep my poker face a little bit longer, be a little patient, see what the greats are doing? What is Warren Buffett doing right now? Ray Dalio and what's his name? Carl Icahn. Grant Cardone, Robert Kiyosaki. What are these guys doing right now? What are they focused on? And how are they maximizing opportunities in uncertainty? So that's, something to think on. So I think it boils down to me personally, what is my capacity to handle more debt? Or do I want to just take the traditional, guaranteed, safe route of paying off some debt and, saving money on
Totally
interest?
agree with you,
What
Jens.
comes to mind?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. You got the point. And I'm glad you mentioned, what your wife thinks about this, and how much stress can bring this. I am a more like a risk taker. My wife, after we lost everything, she's like, okay, let's calm down. We don't have to do this. So we don't touch our house, for example. Our house, thanks God, is paid off. Um, and I built everything based on paying all my debts all these years and building again my business. So we committed between us not to touch the house for any investments, even though it's paid off. I mean, from the perspective that of having the money there, I understand the line of credits, I understand all the benefits that you can have, but also I want peace of mind. You know what I'm saying? And with my wife also, we want that. So we agreed to do that, to not touch the property, the principal house, anything
I
related to
like
the
that.
business. We play with the money of the business. So
Yeah.
if anything goes south, well, the business is gonna get the hit, not us.
Right, not
You
not
know.
you. Right,
So
you have another bank account essentially full of equity. Worst case scenario, I can tap into that. Worst case scenario, I can do it.
exactly,
You know,
exactly. Now, at the same time, as you mentioned before, okay, interest rates are low. It looks like everybody's buying right now. I can buy a property. I can take the risk, but I know in my side that it's not time to buy right now because the prices are too high, and I know that it's gonna come the foreclosure because I already lived a crisis before, and this is very similar what's going on right now. So I want to hold my horses and just wait 2 years. So, but in the meantime, those 2 years, I want to be doing something with the money that I have, with the debts that I have,
right,
and see what's the best strategy. Bringing money, more income through an investment property is gonna be, I mean, it's gonna be better because it's gonna bring more cash flow
for sure.
than just paying off those loans. Because those loans, let's say I pay $15,000, I'm gonna generate probably another $100 per month on cash flow. But if I pay $35,000 for a new property, which I can, it's gonna be probably $600 a month of cash flow.
Yeah,
So, but it's of course more debt, more risk, everything. But that's how is the balance right now. So I'm in that position that say, okay, should I buy another property or should I just hold it or pay off the debts in the meantime until these next 2 years pass by, and then I'm gonna buy more property half price, because that's gonna happen,
I do see that happening. I've been watching some other YouTube channels. They're talking about the amount of home purchasing has gone down a couple percentage points. So maybe the boom might be slowing down a little bit now. You know, a lot of the talking heads talked about a real estate crash coming, but it didn't happen, which is so odd. We did see the market tank in March, right? We saw that huge drop. It seemed like a V recovery has taken place, and I've noticed that in my stocks. I've noticed crypto has skyrocketed as well with the Ethereum and the Bitcoin and the other popular cryptocurrencies that are out there. So I'm seeing some unforeseen, like, I don't even know how to comprehend most of it, but we should expect a market correction or a downturn the next year or less. I mean, I don't know why that wouldn't happen. I mean, you got all these
it's
you got all these you got all these people that are not paying their mortgages right now. They're doing that mortgage
exactly.
forbearance. As soon as that thing kicks in, if they don't have a job when they come out of this mortgage forbearance, if stimulus check number 2 don't come through because they're arguing in the House and the Senate, and or Congress. I don't even know how it works at this point. There's so much like this tension going on that they're not getting the stimulus package out fast enough, right? And
Yes.
and really that doesn't exactly help people. It just puts the Band-Aid on, as you know, until it gets ripped. When they realize, oh shoot, I don't have a job, I'm not working, I can't rely on the government to supply me. This is something that, a lot of the lower income families tend to miss, is you cannot rely on them. You have to build a kingdom of your own self. You have to bring value to the marketplace so that you never are reliant on a government to save you. And it's not saving, by the way. It's just a Band-Aid, and then it gets ripped off.
I totally agree with that,
So
Denzel. What I'm seeing is, there's a huge amount of people. I think I heard like 8 million people are in forbearance and not paying their mortgages and rentals. So this is gonna come out 2022, for sure, because a mortgage, I'm sorry, foreclosure process is gonna take probably 1 year, 1 and a half. That's the standard, let's say, unless they extend with an attorney and et cetera, et cetera. But I would say 2022 is gonna be where we're gonna start seeing those foreclosures coming in. So that's when I wanna buy property, because that's when you wanna buy those properties. So I wanna be prepared for the next round, definitely.
yeah, so we can say the safest thing to do is, like you said, we can focus on max funding the policy via bills to get in the rest of that. That's all you need is another $15K to get in there.
Mhm.
I borrow out that same money to pay the expense come this month, November, for the taxes. And then I have additional cash value that I can use to pay down some debt, save some money on some interest here. Shift, like you were talking about, 8%, and then, like you said, there's other rates. So figuring out which property makes the most sense to go after, and then just keep doing what you're doing. You keep bringing in more income. So do you have a career or job on top of this, or are you just pure, all your incomes come from real estate,
All
short-term
the
rental,
income is
long-term?
coming from real estate, and
Oh, and
as I
the
mentioned,
realtor. You're a realtor,
the
so
real
that's
that
activity.
that's
Yeah,
activity, correct.
I can
So
work on
I was
that.
thinking, to, I'm building also. I was thinking on building my B blog, talking about real estate. It's called Real Estate Wealth and Freedom. So how to build wealth with real estate. Now combining with cash value, life insurance, which is, I think, is a great tool that not too many people know, especially in my niche, which is a Spanish people that lives in my area. They don't even know about this, So I was thinking maybe to start doing something like this in the side, doing some educational, products. I mean, just bring some content, bring content and get in contact with people, but at the same time being, trying to be like an agent. I don't know if I have to get a insurance license for that. How can I work with this in order to make another income coming in through the videos that I'm thinking to, educate people how to do real estate and how to create wealth through real estate, but in
Yeah.
Spanish. That's my main
I
goal.
I love it. I love it. I'm for that for sure. Creating content, man, what an opportunity lies when you get in front of the camera and you start giving value to people, and you start giving truth, just facts, details, strategies, concepts, wisdom, value over and over again to people. Where in Florida did you say you are?
I'm in West Palm Beach, Florida.
We're not far. I'm in Broward, so that's awesome.
Oh,
I have another gentleman. He's a client of mine. His name is Hugo, and he just started making videos. I'll send you, if you can send me an email tonight titled "Financial Freedom with the Finance Geek," so I can pay attention to what comes in, that you and I communicated this evening. I'd love to send you his information,
Thank you.
and so he's basically doing what I'm doing in Spanish. So he's talking about, velocity banking, paying off debt. I think he's doing it in English and in Spanish, and he's creating his own content. So I'd love to connect the two of you because I know he's in Florida as well, and so you both speak Spanish. You can, combining other influencers, building an audience to,
Right.
approach that community, and create some sort of coaching product, some sort of service that people can get in, that can bring a lot of value to them, and they can, completely change their whole financial outlook.
Excellent.
So I would definitely look into that. And so we got another guy here, Fancy, saying, "Wow, I live in Palm Beach too. Let me know if you guys need any help." He says, "I'm Latino too. Love it." So yeah, there's a lot of us down here in South Florida, I'd say. So I would, yeah, send me that email. I'll send you his information. And the person that just commented, don't know your name, but if you email me as well and say that you commented, this is your YouTube name, Financial Freedom with the Finance Geek, and you were on the live stream, I'll connect you to Robinson, Hugo. That's 3 individuals. Who knows? You guys can put something together, see what you guys are doing. Right now is, I would say, one of the biggest opportunities right now in the marketplace that I've seen so far is collaboration. Collaboration,
Correct.
collaboration, collaboration is insane. Even if there isn't money that's made out of that initial collaboration, it's what comes after. You know what I mean? Like I did a collaboration with Wealth Nation, and basically every new YouTube subscriber that I get is coming from that YouTube channel. I didn't make money making that video. It went on their YouTube channel. They got all the views, they got all the likes, the comments, the subscribes. But those same people looked me up, and then within like 30 to 60 days, I ended up doing a $75,000 month, roughly
Nice.
roughly 1 to 2 months after that one collaboration. I also did some other collaborations, but that really hit off because it has like over 200 something thousand views. $75,000 a month,
Beautiful.
from the activity, right? And so I think someone like yourself, I don't know any Spanish people talking velocity banking, talking infinite banking. It's all in English.
Right.
So
Right.
amazing opportunity. And so let's
Yes.
be sure to make that a mission over the next 24 hours. Email me everything that we discussed, be detailed, and remind me, Hugo, you need Hugo's information. I can connect the two of you. He's already got material created. He's got PDFs created. He's working on it, and so a little help would go a long way. Wouldn't hurt,
Awesome, awesome. Thank you very much, Denzel.
Yeah,
Just before I go, the email that I have from you is Denzel at buildercontributor.com. Okay,
perfect.
so I got that one. Okay, so final words. Thank you very much for everything, man. I really appreciate I think we all appreciate all the information that you give us, and thank you for opening these doors for all the people. We really
Yeah,
appreciate that. Thank you.
yeah, awesome. God bless. Enjoy the rest of your evening. All right.
You too. Thank you very much.
All
Thanks.
right. Bye. Oh yeah, this is good. Okay. Let's see. How you guys feeling? How are you guys feeling? Let's see. Got a lot of comments that came in. Yep. Got some people that saying, came from Wealth Nation. Yep, Wealth Nation. Good people. That's how I found you. You're how I found Matthew Pillmore and Steve Parisi, and on and on. Collaboration is where it's at. Totally agree. Alexandra says, I found you from that collab. Yep. All right, so I'm just going to read some questions. New business startup. How soon can we apply for business credit card? I would talk to my friend Sebastian Boyer. If you go to my website, go to resources, you'll see build business credit. I would defer that question to my friend Sebastian Boyer. Me personally, I think it takes 6 to 12 months to build business credit. There's a process. There's the quick way where you use your personal credit to guarantee that business credit card, say an Amex card or Discover card. These are not really difficult to gain access to, but in terms of like opening and establishing trade lines and then getting access to much bigger credit lines, that's going to take a bit of a process. You want to do it right, is what I would say. John says, I need help getting started with your course. I am part of the manifesto. Would love to work with you, John. I do private Q&As just like this inside the manifesto at this point on a weekly basis. So be sure to stay tuned in, right? So that you can get the notifications of those private live streams. And I do it way more numbers focused. So I'm not, talking about a lesson or, asking you like financial freedom type questions. It's just kind of straight to the numbers because I'm trying to get you solve the problem first. We can talk personal philosophies and faith and, let's solve the problem, get the results, and then we can start, chanting and doing a lot of fun stuff together, which is ultimately, I think, what everybody wants to do. You want to do fun stuff, you want freedom, you want to enjoy your faith, you want to enjoy giving in abundance, you want to be fulfilled, you want to have ultimate satisfaction. So I got one more person in the house. I want to take care of them. Felipe, did I say that right? I got you in the house here. You with me? Felipe, are you with me? Let's see. But you know what? He's not coming in. Seems to be paused. All right, so I got no one else in the green room here. Let's look at some more questions. We got 94 people in the house. I'm sure some of you are getting ready to go to bed. Okay, we went hard. We went long. As usual. This is what it takes. Am I not? This is what it takes. We have to go deep. Mr. Me says, what's your website? It's in the description below, but it's www.denzelrodriguez.com. You can go there right now, and we can do some work together. Okay? Let's see. Mics are getting ready to die soon. Stevie says, if you do not have strong income, is it better to do velocity banking with HELOC and paying the life insurance? Maybe not. I would say if I do not have strong income, if I don't have a infinite banking policy in place, I may want to wipe out some debt, consumer debt, create more cash flow, fortify my income, then establish infinite banking. If you're someone that does not have strong income, you already started a policy, I would make sure that you get your numbers in line, and let's identify what is the purpose, what's the strategy for using velocity and infinite banking together. Is the focus still pay off debt, or are you looking to become debt leveraged? Are you looking to you've got the policy in place, or you want to establish the policy, and maybe you want to focus more on 10x. Again, it comes down to your personal capacity, what's going to make you the most happiest, or what makes wife more happy, because that overrules everything, right? So what makes wife more happy, or if you're not married, then just you personally, is it going to be simple, straight up, traditional, pay off debt, or, you know what I mean, or 10x? I got Felipe. You know what? I want to take care of you, Felipe. I know you've been waiting the whole time. So let me bring you back in. Thank you for waiting patiently. So I do want to work with you. It seemed like your screen was frozen. So I got you in here, Felipe. Can you hear
Hello?
me?
Hello?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, I got a little.
How are you, man? Thank you. Thank you
Good,
so much
good.
for taking the call.
Yeah, look, I got a little static in the background going on. I think you just fixed it. Wonderful.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you good.
It's coming and going. I'm sorry. Um, First of all, man, God bless you.
Yeah.
I saw you action today in the first call. That was heartwarming in the way that you act, man. I've been watching at least 7 hours of your videos today. I feel like I know you on a personal level.
Yes.
So let's start it. Uh, Hey, thank you for the time. What you're doing is amazing. Seriously.
Yeah, thank you. Let's start with a little bit about yourself. What do you do?
Okay.
How did you initially, find me, and how long you been watching material? And what does financial freedom mean to you, in that order?
I would say in and out is been for the last month. So um, I find you in the middle of the pandemic when everything start. Um, I am and would consider it ground zero for the United States. I live in New York City. In here, in here was a little bit difficult to say the least. A lot of the business was closed, so I was working in a hotel, and I also had my business at the time. And when everything got shut down, I was just praying to God every single day and basically saying, "How can I find a way to never again put my family in a situation like this?" Um, but we couldn't move. I couldn't not get out. Um, and we was basically stuck. So I go, how can I get out of this situation? And I started just doing all the readings that I can dig in. I started reading about Ray Dalio, watching some Grant Cardone. What is the name of the gentleman that wrote Rich and Poor Dad? I forgot. Yes. And then just basically I started watching a lot of videos. A lot of things had changed. But then, and one of those was how I find you. I'm closing on a property 2 days from now, and I saw the velocity system that you use to pay it off. Because of my religion belief, it's very hard for me to get in debt. I didn't want to ever get in a mortgage. Most of my investment was obviously overseas back home with the mentality that probably one day going back. So the financial basically means for me, and I think that I heard that in one of your videos, most of the people that live what I live, they can live in 1 minute. Money will not be a problem. So the financial freedom will be not to be stuck to a job or attached to anything, and it's a need to live. Just being able to do that.
Got it. So not having to worry. So kind of like, just fearless, no doubt, no fear.
Basically,
Peace, tranquility. That's
yeah.
that's financial freedom. Let's try and get a little more specific here. You said you live in New York currently, right now, right?
Yes, I live in Midtown Manhattan.
So what would be a dollar amount per month, money coming in, whether you decided to wake up in the morning and go to work or take 6 months off from work? What is the amount of money that needs to come in to create financial freedom in your life passively?
So I am minimalistic, and I live a pretty simple life. One of the reasons that I having a little bit of problem is I'm closing Tuesday. We put like 35% on the property. We're not gonna have a debt of 260, but I can easily live with 4 grand a month. Now, since all these things started, I discovered some stock market investment, and I've been doing that, and it's been pretty good so far. But I don't know realistically how that can transfer in the long term. And
Right.
then I saw some of the things that you've been doing with whole life insurance. And when the pandemic hit, I just canceled mine. I was on for 3 years, but I didn't know how to utilize it in the same way that you guys do.
Got it. So are you currently working right now? I think New York is getting ready to shut down again, if I'm not mistaken.
So that's one of the things that just blow my mind. My company, there was like around 10 to 15 people that was working with us. We had that opportunity to call back like 7 of them. And today the mayor just say that we're gonna get ready to close down again. We're talking about providing security service to hotels and stuff. So that is the most difficult part, and one of the reasons why I don't think that I will be able to open another business again, because I have to let them know, these people, like, listen, you guys gonna have to go back to employment again. And that situation, you go like, it's people depending on his family. I don't want to go back to that situation ever again.
Got it. So that you were just talking about your own business that you,
Yes.
you had to close down.
Yeah.
But you personally also have a job as well, working in the
Oh,
hotel.
the hotel is being closed.
So,
So both
so that
both of them are closed.
both
So
of them are
what I have been generating my which is, I think it's a blessing, but I've been generating my money is basically out of the stock market. I've been doing it for 4 months, and I basically so far have been able to match exactly what I was making in my job.
not bad. That's pretty
Yeah.
good. When you say
Um,
when you say stock market investing, what exactly are you doing? Day trading,
no,
forex, options, futures?
auction calls. I I went and I find a company.
Yep.
Um, and just last call, I heard the gentleman say something about how real estate investment and any of those things are not exposed in the Latino market. I think that this thing, most people that I know, they can have 90, $120,000 sitting in the bank not earning anything. And this is the auction is called. I never knew about it, and I've been doing it for 4 months, and I feel like I don't even have to go back to work. So God operate in different ways, but it's been a blessing. And I'm doing what I've been praying for years, and these have to happen in order for me to kind of be able to do it. But the thing that hurt the most is that I had to tell those people, guys, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to open again, because after the second close, I don't. Not only that I don't want to invest all the time and put it back up, but I not feel like going back to it again. That's the thing.
Got it. So how much were you making pre-COVID, business owner, hotel worker,
Mhm.
and how much are you making today? Over the last 4 months, you said you've been doing the options trading, and that's been basically keeping you afloat.
Yeah.
So give me those numbers.
Uh, Pre-COVID, the hotel was part-time, was around 40K a year. And I was, when my business was late 60s, so I can say 107 a year. That's what I have made in the last 3 years.
Gotcha. She's made about 140K, 147K a year, roughly.
No, 110, 17.
110. Okay, 150K
Yeah.
gross income. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
What is that net per month? What did that average out to be?
Between 65 to 6800, almost 7,000 a month.
Got it. And what was your cash flow with that amount of income? 65, 68, almost $7,000 a month.
Because in the thing that I explained you before, we really live a very simple life. My cash flow was between 25 to 3,000.
Got it.
But I didn't do anything with it. I just keep putting it to the side.
You just kept stacking it. Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so now today, how much would you say you're making safely per month?
I would say around 6,000.
Okay.
I don't know how much is gonna be the taxes over because I have to pay it on my own.
Yeah. It's gonna be a
It
little
will be
different.
Yeah.
And then, so from that 6,000, what would you say your cash flow is per month?
I had not touched a penny since I started doing it. With whatever I was having saved up, I just been living from that. So
You've been dipping in. You've been using your savings to.
Yeah. So whatever
And you've been making $6,000 per month, roughly, over the last 4 months, just options trading.
Yeah.
You've basically made what the hotel job.
And my company combined, almost both of them are making now what both of them was bringing in, which doesn't make any sense. And I don't know how long it's gonna last, but that's
Right. I mean, would you say you're still a rookie at it, right? I mean,
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Do you have a coach, mentor, community?
Yes, and I wish to share that with all the people listening on the side.
Yeah,
I,
definitely comment.
I will comment and put it on.
That'll be
They
that'll be
talk about basically the same that you explained about Infinity. They just doing in the stock market. I don't know if it will be fair to share the name, but I can put it on or even email it to you.
okay.
But since then, I'm not really convinced of how long this is gonna take because anybody seeing the news, you just don't know what is the next thing that they're gonna go on and shut down.
Right. So there's a lot going on for sure. So now let's get into the meat and potatoes here. What is a specific question or concern, something that you're having trouble with that I can maybe bring some clarity?
I saw in the way that you explain how to pay down the mortgage real quick. That's my biggest concern. Um, I don't know how to utilize the banking. I have two credit cards, both of them paid off. American Express, one of them is 40,000, and another one is eight for my business. They give me an introduction rate business rate off for 10 grand, and we have a year no interest. So I just trying to figure out how can I tackle this loan and not have a debt. That's the whole.
And like you said, that's the only debt you have is the mortgage, right?
Yes.
So let's get some numbers in here. How much is the mortgage payment per month?
Gonna be 1,600.
And what is the interest rate?
It's 2.875.
Got it. And how much do you owe?
260 is whatever is left.
216 or 260?
260. I'm sorry, 260,000.
Got it. 260. Got it. Okay.
Yes.
You said you got two credit cards. What is your credit score?
On the day of the close, when they put it up last month, was 802 with 3 Experian online. Equifab and TransUnion was 802. Since they do the pool experience, say that is 779.
Got it. So high 700s,
Yeah.
low 800s. Okay. Who do you currently bank with?
Um, I bank with a credit union, and I also bank
Yeah.
with
What's the name of that credit union?
it's Marriott Credit Union. It's from Marriott Hotels.
Wow, they have a credit union. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, that's one of the privileges of working in the hotel industry.
Ah, okay. Got it. So Marriott Credit Union.
Yeah.
And what was the other bank that you bank with?
And I did a little bit of West Fargo. No, sorry, TD Bank for the business.
TD Bank. Got it. I know TD Bank offers personal lines of credit. So your question is, how do we, apply the velocity banking to pay off the mortgage extremely fast? So based on what you want, your main concern is, I want to pay off that mortgage as fast as possible, correct?
Yes. Yes.
That's what you want. Got it. So based on that, because of the uncertainty in your income, in the environment right now, I don't know if I would be comfortable taking my, say, cash flow that I have from what is coming in and throwing it on the mortgage. I would rather either option one, start with debt snowball first. And regardless, you have to do this anyways. You have to do debt snowball first anyways, because we don't have a debt tool. Yes, you have credit cards, but we don't have a personal unsecured revolving line of credit or a home equity line of credit yet. So we need to understand how those tools work in comparison to credit cards and how we can use both to ultimately get what we want in terms of the mortgage itself. That's an extremely low interest rate, 2.875%. So in regards to a personal line of credit and or credit cards, we want to be extremely careful at how we tackle it. But here's the good part. That is a brand new mortgage, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
How many months are you in so far?
I'm closing Tuesday. I'm not even moving.
Oh, right. Got it. So this is a brand new mortgage, so
Yeah.
I'm not too concerned about interest costs of borrowing on it. I already know all that interest is front loaded in the beginning. So, but what I do want you to be aware of is once we start doing velocity banking, there's going to come a point where velocity banking will no longer make sense if your debt tool is higher than 2.875%. It just won't make sense. Debt snowball will go just as fast as velocity banking. So we want to be conscious of that. The way to get around that is by simply upgrading our debt tools, going from a PLOC to a HELOC in the second position, and then a HELOC to a first position, ultimately becoming debt leveraged, eventually debt free in that sense. So we want to keep that on our minds. It's not a huge concern right now, but later down the road it will be a concern. What I could be doing today, right now, for sure, if you're taking notes, is just getting educated on what is a personal line of credit, what's a home equity line of credit, how do they work, get all the information. I have a playlist on my YouTube channel all about the line of credit. You can check that out. If you join my email list, you subscribe to my community, I'll send it to you via email over time. You'll get that if you engage in my manifesto. You'll also see it in there. It's even more in depth. I do a lot more content on explaining that, the material, how we go about applying, getting approved, building a banking relationship, all that good stuff. So that, just put in your notes, 3 to 6 months, roughly.
Please.
3 to 6 months. In those 3 to 6 months, I could either A, take my extra cash flow and make extra payments on the mortgage. I could do that. Am I a fan of that? Not necessarily, but that's one way. So we're going to put that as option 1. Option 2 is a unique strategy that a couple other YouTubers will bring up, is if you want to pay off your mortgage early and reduce your risk of a financial meltdown, right? Like losing my income and uncertainty in the marketplace and things like that, is whatever you were going to dedicate as an extra payment to your mortgage, we could put that money in a separate account and let it build up, right? Just let it build up. This way you remain liquid. If an emergency happens, I could pull from it. If not, I keep building it up. And then I get to a point, like let's say I'm doing this for 3-4 years. I'm just building up this separate account to pay off the mortgage, right? In one shot, I could pay off the home in full. So I would be making my monthly minimum payment, right? Monthly minimum payment, blah, blah, blah. And then once that mortgage comes down, this separate account, cash comes up, I can make one dump in. Mortgage is done, right? Now, both ways get the job done. The difference is when you make extra payments, you're leaving yourself, say, vulnerable to unexpected attacks, such as losing my income, business shutting down, another COVID environment, another this, another that, market crash, real estate crash, whatever it is, right? So I run the risk of not having the money I need. But in your case, you mentioned you've built up quite a bit in savings. So I think you're good there. So now option 1, straight up simple debt snowball, Dave Ramsey thinking, take your extra money, apply it on that mortgage, knock it down. Option 2 is kind of like saving your money. You just stack it up over here in a separate account. This is what I'm going to use to pay off my mortgage because this is what I want to do, right? And I'll just, in this case, I'm just leaving it off to the side in option 2, right? This is option 2. Leaving the money off to the side while I prepare and then over the next 3 to 6 months to implement velocity banking. Get the education, get the proper coaching, whether it's from me or someone else, right? And dedicate the time to really learn it, make sure I do it right, right? And so in those 3 to 6 months, you're building up your cash, you're making sure your credit's right, you're building a relationship, you finally get a debt tool or debt weapon, and we start the process. We make a chunk, you'll have this built up cash right here that we can dump right into the line of credit. It'll create some speed. We really probably will only do velocity banking for maybe the first 2 to 3 chunks before we get ready to upgrade to a HELOC, right? And then we just have to keep very close attention, which is what I call the crossover point, which is where your $1,600 a month, 50% of that is going towards principal, and the other 50% is going towards interest. When that occurs, velocity banking starts to not make so much sense. So that's when we revert either back to debt snowball or we simply upgrade the debt tool yet again by simply replacing the entire mortgage with a home equity line of credit. But again, it might not make sense. 2.875%, extremely low rate. It may just make sense to just knock it out with straight, pure principal cash, right? And that's simple. It's nothing crazy. That's your goal. I wouldn't let any other Joe Schmo come in and, convince you to do something differently. Like, say for example, Grant Cardone's like, what are you doing paying off your debt? Or Robert Kiyosaki says, why pay off all your debt? It's stupid. You should not pay off, you should stop paying off your debt because the Federal Reserve is printing money. So why on earth would I pay off debt when the feds are printing money? It makes absolutely no sense. What I should do is focus on 10x, create activity, create cash flow. Debt doesn't mean anything in the 21st century anymore, other than debt is now money. I mean, it always has been. It's just now it's more in your face than ever before. So for some people, debt is a burden. Debt is evil. Debt is horrible. Debt is bad. For some people, debt is gold. Debt is cash flow. Debt is leverage. Debt is equity. Debt is an asset. Debt makes you rich. Two different ways. So you ultimately need to decide which team am I going to play for, or what's going to make me the most happiest, or like I keep saying, what makes wife the most happiest in that sense. What keeps the household out of conflict, in peace, moving forward. It's all about you personally and how you want to move forward. So any questions? I know I talked a lot. Any questions? Have you been following along, or does this bring like nice a clear clarity process on how we should move forward?
It just validate what I was thinking. And I listen to what they say, but I go like, I see a lot of people for forbearance, and I don't know if I want to be in that position. Now, a year from now, if I was able to save up, then I can buy something. But I don't want to leverage myself. I think so many people struggling where I am right now in the city that it's not fun. And it may be work for a lot of people, but in the beginning of the year, I owned some property overseas, and it was people that took 3 months without paying. So I don't know if I would have had some debt. How would that work out?
Say that question again.
No, I'm saying I don't know moving forward because it's so many people where I am just losing their job straight up. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, I get it to live comfortable and become really wealthy, but I don't know what. I'm just still in two waters. I don't know what philosophy work better.
Yeah, so I think in the environment that you're in right now, New York is shutting down. It's just like the whole entire economy has stopped over there. It's horrible. I mean, between California and New York, so many billionaires, millionaires have been moving out of the state. So you got a lot of business moving out of your state. You got a lot of business owners, entrepreneurs saying they're just getting the hell out because they don't like how the politics has dealt with the situation from a business standpoint, social, whatever you want to call it. So, it's a big issue either way you look at it. Keep the doors open, shut them down, whatever it is. What I'm noticing and what I've noticed, some of the greats, the Ray Dalios, Carl Icahns, Warren Buffett, I've noticed a lot of these guys are being patient. They're kind of just waiting. I've seen a lot of sell-offs, and I've been seeing that a lot of people just selling off. I've seen a lot of people cashing out their 401ks. What I'm seeing is a lot of people trying to take control over their money again and not have it out, locked up, can't touch it. So I'm seeing a lot of people bring it back in. A lot of people are looking at their faith again. A lot of people are looking at their personal beliefs. It's just all coming family, culture. That's what I'm seeing. Because people are forced to stay home, and they got to look at their loved ones and they realize, holy crap, I haven't spoke to you in 6 months, like had a real conversation. You know what I mean? So sometimes that's more important than maybe making money. And so I feel like I get that energy from you. You're more of, you know, hey, look, I'm minimalist. I don't need a lot. What I need is personal relationships. I need connections, you know, love, passion. I want to make sure I'm doing the right thing, and I'm protecting my kingdom. And if protecting my kingdom means paying off my mortgage, let's do it, right? And so that's how I would keep it there. Any other thoughts, or is this just making it more,
No.
securing it?
You just validate. Don't get me wrong. I wish that I owned the building where I live, but I don't know if I want to go and leverage. Like, I want to own a private jet if I could, but I just don't know if that's the right way to go. But thank you so much, man. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you from sincerely.
Yeah, I'd love to leave you with a gift. If you email me, Financial Freedom with the Finance Geek, in the subject title, just send me an email that we spoke tonight live, so I can navigate all the emails that I get. Just be pretty detailed, and just say, Denzel said he's going to give you a gift. So I'd love to leave you with a gift, so that we can continue this conversation. I want to get updates, see how you're performing later on, and if things come up, I'll be doing more situations just like this, where
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. God bless you, man.
God bless you too.
You are really inspiration, man. Thank you. Thank you
All
for the
right. Yep. Enjoy the rest of the evening.
You likewise.
Okay. Wow. This is good. I don't know about you, but this is good. Okay. So I didn't get to all the comments. There was one comment I seen earlier. I want to make sure I get to that person. Let's see, where was it? Terry. Terry, if you're still in the house, God bless you. You gave $19.99. I really appreciate you giving. Even to this day, you've been a client of mine, I want to say over a year now, if I'm not mistaken. So, Terry's a one-on-one client of mine. Really appreciate that. Thank you for giving. We're going to close it out here. This has been fantastic. I love it. My microphone is dying, so I don't know if my audio is getting worse at this point, but I'm burnt out. I don't know about you, but this was good. So as you know, I'll be dividing up these videos and editing it, make it pretty, put it in the manifesto so you guys can view it later for my clients. I'll keep this public for a little while, take it down. Take what you can from this, pick one thing, one focus, narrow in. Let's achieve financial freedom together. This is not a secret. This can be revealed just by spending time. Whatever you spend time on, whatever you manage, you'll increase, you'll keep going, okay? So I'm going to stop talking. I wish you guys a wonderful, blessed evening. Take a rest. God bless you. I'll keep you guys informed of the next live stream. Just get on my email list so I can give you guys updates of when I go live, okay? God bless you guys. Talk to you soon. Let's see. Let me see. Uh-oh. I just tried to cut us off here and didn't let me go. I'm tired. That's what it is. I'm trying to click a button here and it won't click. Yeah, good night, Beverly, Rick. Yep. Alexandra, you stood the whole time. God bless you. All right, let's see if this works. If I close this out.